What I shall remember from these assumption readings, I would say Uspenskie Chteniya this year, well, I think the theme was memory, and what I will remember most will be faces, will be the meeting with people. Well, that is not just a friendship, a sharing of opinions, of research, but something more. We heard during the conference that the person is not just a metaphysical idea, something above us or something external, but is in fact a construction, something alive, who is born in meeting. When we meet another person, so there is the birth of a real human person, and in meetings we find this new reality. And I think this is a very deep idea. What I bring back home from these readings, I think, is mainly not only exchange of ideas, but also meetings of faces, meetings of persons, and a begin of new friendship, of new possibility of human being. And that's what I will bring also with other meetings that will await for me in my return back home.
Thank you. Then the peculiarity, the specificity of the conference.
Well, why in Kyiv we can find this particular place? You know, there is a philosopher, a Romanian Orthodox philosopher, thinker, Lucian Blaga. He was not very known, maybe abroad, but in Italian it is translated. And he wrote a little book, the title is The Space, the Meoritic Space. And he explained that every place has also a particular kind of style, a particular kind of significance, of meaning, not only spatial, geographical, but also cultural and stylistic, artistic. And I think that Kyiv also have this kind of space, not only the natural surroundings, very beautiful hill in the Dnieper and beautiful churches and roads, but here we have the memory of a united church of the first millennium, the cathedral of Hagia Sophia, Saint Sophia, as from the beginning of the 18th century, still from the non-divided church. We here find the Byzantium heritage, we find the Russian heritage, we find the Ukrainian heritage. We find ourselves in the center of Europe, and the crossroad of different traditions. And I think what is possible here, maybe it was not possible as well in West Europe, where a more specific tradition, or in more Eastern Europe, as in Moscow, where they have their own more specific tradition. Here we find ourselves maybe in the hearth of Europe as a crossroad of cultures, of traditions, and I feel this is very important also for the ecumenical exchange of Christians of different traditions. They find here a point of unity, a point of coming back to their sources, but with a look also to the future.
Thank you. And the third question concerns the significance of the themes, the topics that were reason for the future of the Christendom.
Well, we have two main topics this year: memory and hope, and the history of the environment of these main topics. Last year we had more concentration on memory, and I think one of the most important things for contemporary people is hope, to give hope. And very often Christians are concerned with the Christian heritage of Europe. Christian, their past, are very concerned with the cultural and social heritage and significance of the church. But sometimes this very important concern may be, I would like to say, misleading, because maybe other people would take it like a kind of taking power. We have very important past, we must have power now for the present. But in fact, what delivers Christians from searching of powers is to give in hope. Hope is not a reality we can give just for me, just for us, but is something which in its roots is universal. We have to hope for every human being. We have to hope for everything, for the creation. And so we have to connect the memory of salvation for Christians to the hope of all humanity. And that's why in hope Christians may find also the final point of history. Because for Christians hope is Jesus Christ. For Christians hope is the new kind of humanity, and this is the kind of announce they can give to the world. So I think it's very important hope for contemporary people in this meaning, something to hope and something universal. Everybody can find himself in this future better for him, for his friends, for the man he loves, she loves, and that's why I think it's very important, this connection between memory and hope.